Master builders are people that are specifically trained, they're certified by LEGO, they're LEGO artists to an extent. They are truly about creativity.
I remember as a kid, people would ask me and my peers what we wanted to do when we grew up, and it was always like, find a way to test video games, find a way to play LEGO. Someone did that. This group of master builders grew up to be professional toy player withers. It's a really pretty incredible vocation. That's my plan B for sure.
Working for LEGO as a designer, you've never imagined that you'd end up working on a film. And this is perfect for me because I don't know how to make films, but I do know how to make cool toys. And that's why we're master builders.
I'm Matthew Ashton and I'm Vice President of Design at LEGO, and I heard the movie, it was in the pipeline, and it was just something that I personally really wanted to be involved in, because to have a job where I'm both a toy designer and then involved in making a movie, that's two of the most amazing jobs on the planet.
But it is also amazing what we can do in terms of such fine details, you know.
It's truly been a partnership with our film designers and the LEGO toy designers. You have artists on both sides, artists who work with toys and artists who work with film, working together to make a movie. And I think the most important thing is everybody loves LEGO.
Awesome! Yeah!
Over the whole process of developing the movie, the two things that we've been mainly involved in is character development, which is obviously key because they're the heroes and stuff throughout the movie, but then the vehicles themselves are really important to us because they're going to be used in sort of very action-packed scenes, and they're going to be things that kids recognize and engage with.
Whoa!
Jump on!
Whatever the guys come up with that's a great idea for the story, we work with them to make sure that when that's translated into stuff for the screen, it looks super impressive, but it's also something that will be easily translatable into a product later on. So we will have the opportunity for kids to play out what they've seen in the movie. They'll be able to play with the scaled-down version.
Who are you? The name be Metalbeard!
The LEGO design department in itself is a very special place.
Most of us builders, although people believe we do a lot on paper, drawing, and we do a lot on the computers, I think actually 80% of the guys here will just build. When you get fast enough, you can actually build a model quicker than I can draw it. And we generally use this palette of drawers here, which contains all of our regular bricks. So your standard colours, your standard bricks, and your standard plates, which people will recognise from their LEGO sets. If you need something more specific, for instance, a lot of the pieces for the minifigures or detail components, often you'll have to go down to stock for that, where we have every LEGO brick which is currently in circulation. So you can find absolutely everything down there. When you're here in your first year, you can spend twice as long building a LEGO model just because you're trying to find your way through the drawers and find out where the brick is. Whereas you watch some of these guys who have been here 2 years, they're in a roller chair, they're sliding up and down, they're just picking pieces out, and there you go. You know, it's like magic.
Hey, what's happening? Nice to see you again.
What is that?
That's for the perfectors. The idea is they've got a lot of these arms and tentacles so they can grab and reposition a lot of the minifigures at the same time.
That's great.
They were willing to sort of open their creative team to just help us. I think people will see all of the crazy amounts of detail that everybody put into it, and they'll love. A lot of love in there.
And now we have to finish what he started by making whatever weird thing pops into our heads.
There's a part of the movie at the end where all the citizens build these like really weird creative ships. And we had a notion that we want to take stuff that is in the city, coffee shops and cars and dump trucks and ice cream trucks and things like that, and find a way to make those into incredible flying machines that can be in a dogfight.
Special!
We've got maybe 25, 30 of the world's finest LEGO designers in this room to work on a design boost.
And we said, guys, we need your help. You know, we can design as much as we want, but you guys know LEGO better than anybody else. And the core tenet of our movie is that everything in our movie, the spaceships, the vehicles, the sets, have to be made out of LEGO bricks. So you guys know how to do this best. So we gave them this brief, and we thought, you know, what can we get out of half a day?
I was briefed to build a fabulous pooch parlor into an attack vehicle. So I thought maybe he would be inspired like by Santa or something like that. So it's instead of a reindeer drawn sort of carriage, it's dogs being permed with jetpacks powered by hairdryers.
So Mark's been focusing on the stuff coming from outer space.
It's much less humorous to build spaceships out of spaceship books.
These guys are just amazing. Phil and Chris and I were just blown away. And blown away not only by the imagination of what they built, but there was so much humor to it. You know, everything that they built had little secret hatches or little doorways.
This is our chicken farmer here. He's got his little accomplices that come up the ladders and take positions, because now they really have to get going. They need to lay lots and lots of eggs. They're going to drop them on the foe.
Oh my god.
Here we have a crowd of people that have been hanging around in the saloon. They have turned the saloon into a tap-powered biplane. Notice our barkeeper here. She fills the bottles, which these gentlemen load into the cannons, and they can fire at their foes.
It's great.
Very nice.
Yeah. So they actually told a story in what they built, which was really incredible. So not only were they building a vehicle or a spaceship, but they were talking about the character and why they would build the spaceship the way they did, and what are different special features because of the way that character thought.
The ice cream man turns his ice cream van into an all-flying, all-battling machine. So we've got ice cream cannon on top. We've got an intense sound system to play some really irritating, annoying ice cream music.
I was asked to do a garbage truck, and they build it into a flying/walking garbage truck. As it's chopping up things, it's recycling and shooting it out the back, and that gives it more and more energy as it's attacking and chopping as it goes along.
It's just built the craziest thing they could think of, and we got to go through everything, and it was a really neat collaboration. Those guys think about that stuff more deeply than you could possibly imagine.
The unbridled creativity that comes out of this building is such an important thing for us on the movie. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it.
It was an awesome team, and they did an amazing job of creating this world that looks like a Lego set come to life.
Mark.
And action.
Finn, you down there? There's a part in the movie where we get into the basement, and it's live action, so you're actually seeing this amazing articulation of the city in the movie, and it's really the way it was built.
The box on this one says ages 8 to 14.
Right, but that's just a suggestion. It was great in between takes to kind of just go and look at something and look at the detail and all the different scenarios and different lands and areas, and it's kind of endlessly fascinating. I could have spent hours in there. Well, I did spend hours in there.
This looks amazing.
It looks amazing, and I mean, one of the fun things about it, especially for me, was I actually came in here, thanks to you guys, a week early, and I built all of this myself.
Wow.
This right here, okay, I started out, I was going to build a cement mixer. Right. Right?
Right.
And then I built this thing.
And it looks a lot like a cement mixer.
Yes.
It's amazing how many things you've built without like really knowing a lot about.
You know, once you get in the zone, it's just like I don't even know where I'm gonna, what it's gonna end up looking like.
Right,
I just get a pile of the Legos.
You actually never touched a Lego in your life?
How dare you? I didn't even get paid to do this, and I came in early. No, I didn't do it.
This is our first day shooting on the live action set, where we've set up the big basement with the giant sort of city setup within there, so it's super, super exciting.
And action.
Set is supposed to be my basement, and really, if it was my basement, I have the most awesome basement in the world. Everything is Lego, Lego, Lego.
We've had a load of models shipped over from Connecticut, and then we've also hand-carried some stuff from Denmark. And of course, these things don't all arrive in one piece, so we've had 5 days of rebuilding everything and making sure it's all assembled and looking as beautiful as possible before we put it on set inside the basement. The whole area is called Bricksburg, but this is the newer section. So Old Town's down there where everything's all like quaint and quirky and nice, and this is where it's all very generic office blocks and things. Mike's here, and then we've got 2 master builders who are based in Connecticut, so that's Paul and Colin. So what we had to do this weekend was come in, just 4 of us over the weekend, set up the entire city, the main structures of all the big skyscrapers and Emmett's house and the construction site. These are the tentacles that are coming out of the bottom of the Craggleizer. So this is the stuff that actually squirts the glue all over the characters to freeze them in position. So some of them are supposed to look like they're bursting into the office building walls, and then others have got little nozzles on the end that are being directed at the different vehicles and things that are flying past.
We also have many models on the set that were donated by the California AFL groups, the adult fans of Lego. About 12 of them loaned us their models to dress the set, and they're amazing, absolutely amazing models. They've just created beautiful, beautiful things, and they're going to be featured in the movie, which should be really exciting for them.
I think everyone's got a real buzz out of all the miniature scenes and all the small details that you pick up when you get close to this model. But as you can imagine, that's incredibly time consuming, and we also need to make sure it's secure. One knock to the table and everything will go over. What is going on?
I blame you.
You see what they're doing to your set? What are they?
Oh yeah, well we do it too. So.
Sorry, Paul. Things move very quickly on set. And everybody's working on top of each other. The cameramen need to get in and move their stuff around, and we need to get in and move our models around. So unfortunately accidents do happen, so they bring them over here and I patch them up and send them back out. It's like a little Lego ER, yes it is.
It was really exciting to get here on the set of the movie, because they're kind of treating us like rock stars, because the central models are so important to the shots we're shooting, and the crew was giddy. I mean, they're all very, you know, hardcore movie people. They've seen it all, but they just sort of became children again. And to see the city rise and become populated, they were all in there every day just checking out things and seeing what's going on, and just very excited.
Being here right now for me seems pretty unreal. For the last 2 years I've been working my way through a crazy amount of models and a crazy amount of characters that we're trying to get approved. Many loops, many concept models, and lots of communication. Now that we're here at the final step and we have all the products with us and we're starting to shoot them, it really does feel unreal.
It's the most elaborate and amazing set I've ever been in. It will blow your mind.
It's exactly the way I want things to be.
For me, every time that I see a child with a model, just with that jaw open, eyes open look, just like, it blows their mind. It's absolutely awesome. We spend so much time on our desk building these things, and there is absolutely no satisfaction that replaces that.
I really wanted to be a Lego designer since I was a kid. So just by being able to create these toys that kids all around the world are already playing with, it's overwhelming, it's indescribable. And I cannot find words to describe the feeling of being part of this.
Every now and then you go, I build Lego models for a living. I mean, it almost doesn't sound like a job. It's a sunshine job. Every time you tell someone you work for Lego, it's just a smile. It's an absolute instant smile.
I am a master builder!